What's up, YouTube? Ron Bird Songs, Ssl Records, down in the studio, and I wanted to just show you my setup. If you follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen it on Instagram. I bit my tongue, but let me show you what I got going on here. I'm running Studio One, all right, and then I control Studio One from here. Basically, everything I need to do inside of Studio One, I can do it from here. I don't even need to have Studio One open over here, especially after I did all of my tracking and so forth, and it's ready for mixing. I do all of that in Studio One. This is a sample project that I got going on. This is a template that I made that I'm working on. It's called Hate New Template that I'm working on to go with this setup. Now, what I got going on here is my Studio One is, I'm more or less using my Studio One as the tape machine for my Ssl software. Okay. I'm going to show you how I got all of this wired inside of Studio One in just a second. But as you can see here, I got the virtual Ssl console. Now, I really don't use the transport, but I connected the transport. I can show you how I did that also inside of Studio One. I don't know how you do it in other DAWs, but in Studio One, it's quite simple. I'll show it to you. But if I come over here and I hit play here on Studio One, as you can see, my time code is moving there also. And I can also hit it on and off from here as well. Then I can hit rewind on it. Then I can come over here and hit rewind here. And then that'll take it back as well. So if you haven't seen any videos on using a virtual mixing console, you sleeping, because these virtual mixing consoles is kind of like the new thing, because it gives producers and engineers the feel that they're recording and mixing on a genuine console. So check this out and check into virtual mixing consoles for more background on this particular type of mixing. Now, over here on my virtual Ssl console, I don't have my mix bus in, but I'm going to show you how I'm going to add that in. And then as you can see over here, these meters here, these are actually for buses, because you can have 8 buses and then you can put a instance of the Ssl or third-party plug-in on those buses, as long as you have the bus link, I believe it's called, installed on that bus channel. Whatever plug-in you have the meter here. Okay, and then this, of course, you know, this is the Ssl bus compressor, the G bus compressor. Like I said, we're going to come back to that. But this is the Ssl virtual mixing console. Now, Ron, why you say all of that? I said all of that to say this. This is my Ssl 6 console. I love this thing. This is actually my 3rd console. The first 2 times I had this console, I really didn't figure out what I wanted to do with it. So I wound up sending the first one back, and the second I wound up selling it. And I got like 80% of my money back. I think I got 1,000 back, and I paid 15 for the first one, and I got 1,000 back. So I took a little hit on it. But that was fine, because I was able to take that money and use it towards other things in my record label. Now, this Ssl 6, like I said, is an analog mixing console. Do your homework on this. Don't sleep on this board. A lot of people running out getting the Big 6 mixing console. But if you have a small studio, most days you're recording one person, maybe two at a time, consider getting this board. And even if you're recording an ensemble, you can actually plug in a sub mixer to this board, and you can run it into 8 stereo channels. You got 8 stereo channels. Actually, you got 10 stereo channels, because you got 2 more coming out of the D subs that plug into the back of this SSL. I don't need those right now. I'm not using those. I don't have my D subs plugged in, but I do have the D subs for this also. Cost me $100 and something, but it was worth it, because if I did want to hook up everything on this mixing console, I would need to have my D subs. And right now I'm not using all of that stuff, but I do have the D subs in case I wanted to use them. My talkback mic, I have it whereas I just leave it on over here on the mixing console, and then if I need to use it, I just push, just a simple touch, and then I can talk back into the Ssl mixing console, and that goes out of Q1, which is here, and here at the bottom. It goes out of Q1 into my headphone amp, which is down here. Now I got 16 headphone channels coming out of this amp. Actually I got 12, because I got 8 on the back and 4 on the front of headphones that I can plug up to this thing, and I can have 12 pair of headphones in case you're doing something gospel maybe, and you get background singers or an ensemble or anything like that. This is the Behringer Power Play. It never steered me wrong. I'm glad I bought it. I paid like $80 for it. I'm glad I bought it, but it haven't steered me wrong. It's a little noisy in the headphones, but it works just fine. I was looking for one in a little bit better shape. A couple of knobs are missing off of here, but knobs don't produce sounds, or knobs don't help with producing a sound, so I just disregard it. If I feel like it later, I'll order some, or I'll buy another unit or some kind. Maybe I'll buy a parts unit off of eBay and then take the knobs and put on here. But right now, that's not important. And then I got a lot of other stuff here. A couple of patch bays, compressors, all of that good stuff. And then I got some over here, and I got some more in the back. But right now I'm not using all of that stuff, because a lot of stuff that I'm doing is inside the box. Speaking of which, let's go back over here to inside the box. Let's turn off that Phantom. Now, that's how I'm using my SSL 6. I mostly do tracking on here. As you can see, I got one mic hooked up, and that's running back to the booth back here. Did you want to take another look at it? So that's running into the booth back here. I can also plug up one more mic and then use the mixing and so forth, the EQ and compressor that's on these super analog channels. But if you look up the SSL 6, I'm not going to go through all of that stuff. Just look it up and do your research on it. So that's the reason why I like this thing, because the routing on it is so vast that you actually feel like you're working on a real SSL system. In fact, you is, because over here you have the interface. Now with the interface, this is what I have connected to my computer, which is over here. I'm running it off of my Mac Mini, but my Dell, my PC works just fine as well. I go back and forth. I got songs on this one, and I got songs on my Dell, and I got songs on my MacBook upstairs. But all of that sound comes out through my SSL 2 Plus. How? So I have bus B coming out of my SSL 6. So if I wanted to record a channel, I come over here, I hit the bus B button, and it goes into channel 1. And then I pan channel 1 to the left. If I'm recording 2, I put that on bus B2. And then I pan this one all over, this channel all the way to the right. Now I got 2 channels of SSL coming into my DAW, which, like I said, is Studio One. I got 2 channels coming in. Now, each one of those channels, I can hit it with the 4K G. I can hit it with the 4K G button, and then I can add those artifacts into my signal going in and coming out. So if I hit those, as you can see there, they work pretty fine. Now, it's a good idea when you're using a system like this. It's a good idea to have your gain all the way down, because you don't want to run them through the preamps inside of the SSL 2 Plus. But it really doesn't matter on this one, because these are 100% compatible with each other. The SSL 6 and the SSL 2 Plus, they're 100% compatible with each other. They kind of complement each other. Now, I have the interface, like I said, running into my computer, and then I have the sound coming from the DAW coming out of 1 and 2 of my interface back into channel 1. Into my stereo channel on my SSL 2 Plus. On my SSL 6. Very important. Do not hit mute on this channel that your input signal is coming in. The input signals are routed to the main automatically. So there's nothing you need to route. They're automatically routed to the main. But if you hit this bus B, you're going to cause a feedback loop, because you're feeding that signal coming back, because you're feeding that signal coming from the DAW back into the DAW, and you're going to hit a feedback loop. So you want to keep that channel that's coming back from your DAW off. The bus B, you don't need to turn the bus B on, so we can get rid of those. Now, my headphone amp, I'm coming out of, I think I'm coming out of stereo 1. But you got 2 of them. You got stereo 1 and stereo and Q1 and Q2, which comes out the fold back in the back of the mixing console. But like I said, do your research on them. Download the manual. It's free, and it has all of those routing possibilities in that manual. And that's how I got my SSL sound. That's how I got my system hooked up. This is my virtual SSL mixing console. Let's go over here and take a look at Studio One. Let's pull up Studio One, and let's pull up the mixer. And then, as you can see on the mixer, every channel have a SSL 4KB on it. Now, I don't know if I have the bus compressor. Let's see if I have the bus compressor on here. Yeah, I have the bus link here. So let's take the audio unit, bus link, and let's put that on the main. And let's put that on the main channel. As you can see, I got it right here. Now, inside this bus link, you can double click it to open it up. Double click it to open it up. Now, inside of this link, you can come over here. Inside of this 360 link, bus link, you can come over here and configure link. And then this have all of your plugins over here. And it will run, if I hit scan plugins, it will run and scan for all of the plugins that are on your computer. This might take some time. But this scans all of the plugins on your computer. Now, what that does is that lets you map third-party plugins to this G-Bus compressor emulation. So we're going to get rid of that. We're not going to use that right now. So we're going to go ahead. That is another virtual mixing console. Oh my goodness. Here's another one. Okay. So it's still scanning, but we're going to stop the scanning. But that's how. Let me see if I can put the bus compressor in here. I'm doing this in real time, folks. I'm doing this in real time. Let's see. I got the Ssl bus compressor here. So now I inserted the bus compressor into this channel. So if I go back over here to my Ssl 360 software, as you can see, I have the Ssl bus compressor, G bus compressor in my virtual Ssl console. So give this a try, YouTube. I'm not going to keep you long. I just wanted to show you this because I got some work to do. I got a guy coming in on Saturday and I want to have everything ready. But I wanted to do this video. Check it out. Do your research on everything that I talked about. Leave me a comment if you're doing a similar situation. Ron Birdsong's Ssl Records Studio, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Peace.